Hi there, welcome back to Susanne Kurz Coaching and Media. A while ago, I made a video about cleaning my apartment for 10 minutes a day, and I promised that I'm going to report back my results when I've done this for a while longer and also applied the same principle to other activities, and that's now. And I think that's probably the last video I'll be able to film here outside on my balcony in the sunshine this year. And I just wanted to sit here outside in the sunshine, and I also wanted to make a video, so I combined the two. Now back to the 10 minutes of cleaning the apartment. That really worked out well for me. It really works. I've done it for a while now. I think I've had a week or so in between that I was away and couldn't do anything, but more or less I've done that every day, and it really works better for me than having a huge pile of work in front of me that will likely take 3 hours or something, and just can't motivate myself to even start it. And so it's much better for me after dinner just to say, okay, I should move my body a bit anyway now, so let's just take the vacuum cleaner or whatever is in order at that time and start cleaning for 10 minutes. And I found that I actually often also did more than 10 minutes, maybe 15 or something, or even 20, just to finish up something, finish a room or something. And the effect really is that with this consistent approach, I can do it, I will do it, and the effect is that I have a very nice, decent base level, of cleaning in the house, which is harder to achieve for me when I have to motivate myself to do all at once, and then I will not have any wish or anything to do it again anytime soon. So that really doesn't have a good effect. Obviously, there's one downside, which is that you're feeling like you're cleaning all of the time. And that means you have even less interest in scheduling in the time for the bigger things that also need to be done, because this is more of a surface level of cleaning, obviously. A bit more than I used to do on the surface level, actually, but not as in-depth as some areas need to be done. So that's an issue that I still have to solve somehow. But I'll report about that when I have solved it. But for people like me who are struggling with, this pile of cleaning work that you just don't want to do, you don't even want to start, this is a really good method to get things done in small portions, but continuously. So that's one point where I've applied that principle. I've also applied that to something else, another area, which is one of my hobbies, which is drawing. I have always thought, I've spent most of my life thinking that I don't have any talent and I just can't do it. I'm just not made for art. And this conviction came from school art classes, because I sucked at that. But I always wanted to draw portraits, or not so much portraits, but to be able to draw faces and people. Mainly because I've always been creating stories in my mind and creating characters, and I had them in my head and wanted to put them on paper. And it just didn't work because I couldn't manage to do that properly. So a couple of years ago, I started thinking about this wish I always had, and I realized that I've never really learned the techniques. And just like in fiction writing or any kind of writing, there are techniques you can learn, and you can probably usually get to a decent level just by learning the techniques and practicing without any special talent, I thought. And I've never tested that because these techniques weren't really part of our school exercises and lessons, or not much of it. So I went and started to learn the techniques, and I found that, hey, even just the first attempt, which really wasn't great, just by understanding techniques, I got a much better result than anything I've ever produced before. I mean, by a distance better. Not great, but by a distance better. And I thought, yeah, well, I might be able to just draw decently enough to satisfy myself, not to be an artist and to show it off or anything. And so I started to, to learn more about that and practice more. And I found that I actually can draw decent portraits from photo references if I spend a lot of time on it. And that's obviously because I tend to get caught up in details, which is not optimal, and I always knew that's my innate perfectionism, which, by the way, I'm battling right now by taking this video with the intention not to edit it. Let's see how that goes. So I found that I can do it, but it takes months to complete one portrait. So I thought it might be a good idea, and I was actually inspired by a YouTube video to do that. That it might be a good idea to just scribble and draw and sketch on a low level, without high expectations. Not a huge piece that I really want to turn out well in the end, but just something, to put something on the paper every day for, let's say, 10 minutes. And so I've started a 100-day drawing challenge with myself, and I'm doing that right now. I think I'm at day 47 or 48 today, and I'm currently considering to show you the results in the middle. So when I reach day 50 already, we'll see. I'm still not convinced, but maybe I will do that. And that's really a good thing also. I mostly think I spend more than 10 minutes, not always, but often. And I have some really crappy results, but some are also rather decent given the time I've spent on it. And sometimes I spend several days on one piece, which I've then noted down on the side of it. And yeah, it's a quite interesting thing, and I think I will benefit in the long run. I can't see much progress at the moment. I've tried a couple of things, also new things, and they turned out, well, some more, some less decent, but I think the mere practice and focusing on some techniques and then practicing them more systematically will help me. I haven't been very systematic about it so far, but it's something I really do every day because it's just something, it's fun to me and I like it and I enjoy it, and just the creativeness of it. Because creating is something very important for me, as I've realized just a while ago. So yeah, it also works for that. 10 minutes a day, and sometimes often I will do longer, but that's just the approach of it. And I think that actually works well for a lot of things where you want to make progress in small portions, and you can make progress in small portions, just to break it down like that. And obviously if you do it with too many things, it may pile up, and then at some point it gets out of hand and can't be managed anymore because it gets too much and too much of a burden then. But if you do it with 2 or 3 things that you want to make progress with or have a continuous level with in small portions, that's really a good approach. And it's also actually nothing very inventive or new or anything. And I would really like to know, have you tested that yourself? Are you doing it with something? In what area do you apply this principle of 10 minutes a day? And let me know in the comments and share it. I would be really interested to know. And I will probably link the video where I first talked about the cleaning in 10 minutes per day somewhere above, probably, or maybe in the end cards. I hope to see you soon again. Have a good time, and bye for now.